everybody, welcome back. These are some bad dates that got exposed on TikTok. On the TikTok.
So I got a girl's number. Waited a few days before I texted her. She was happy to hear from me. And made plans to go out. Totally made concrete plans. I verified. Something to the effect of, I'm available, can't wait. 7:30 Friday night. We were going to get pizza, some outside place. You know, I like pizza. I like to try new pizza places, so that'll be fun. So I didn't text her Wednesday. I didn't text her Thursday. We're adults, right? I don't know her. I probably would have blown it anyway. My sarcasm doesn't come across too well in text. So Friday morning, I texted her, happy Friday. She hearted it. To me, everything was good. So I'm on the way to the restaurant, running a little bit behind, just like 5-10 minutes behind. But I wanted to be polite and say, hey, I'm running a little bit late. If you get there before me, grab an outside table. Her response was, are you kidding? I'm like, I could have not said anything and been late and you never would have got mad at me. And then she said, we'll have to reschedule. And I was like, we did say 7:30. I'm literally going to be 8 minutes late. I mean, right? That's not terrible. And she's like, no, you didn't confirm with me this morning. You didn't text me at all during the week. I was like, I didn't say this to her. I'm thinking to myself, I don't think we're supposed to confirm a second time if we already confirmed the first time. I responded to her, I do what I say. And that was all I said. And she hasn't responded yet. But I enjoyed the pizza. It was a good pizza. It was good, and I enjoyed it, and I sat by myself and ate it, and I had a great time. What sucks is I wanted to go to the gym, but I didn't go to the gym, so I'll go tomorrow morning. Anyways, am I the a-hole for not confirming? Or are we supposed to confirm and text during the week? I'm not a freaking 10-year-old girl. I don't text during the week. I have a life and business and work and all that other stuff I have going on. Are we supposed to text? I don't think so. Are we supposed to confirm? Apparently we are, because she didn't think so. And if we are, then I guess I f***ed up. But anyways.
All right, my good sir, Conky76. So the fact of the matter is this isn't just dating over 40. I think it's dating like nowadays. I would say that about 70% of plans fall through. To no one's fault, things come up. It's especially true if, you don't really know that person very well. If this is your first date with this person, you do have to confirm. You do. You either confirm the morning of the date or you confirm, the day before or something like that. Like, this is kind of like a new way of doing things, but because everybody just kind of has their own plans and stuff like that, we do have to confirm. She could have also confirmed. I will say that. She could have also confirmed. She could have texted. If you ignored her text, then that's another thing. But we do need to confirm. You're the one that asked her on the date, and it's good to be polite and confirm to make sure everybody's still on the same page. Because to me, if I hadn't heard from you all week and we get to the day and you don't text, he did text, but you don't text saying okay, see you at 7:30 or whatever, just something quick like that, I'm gonna wonder if you're gonna show up, in which case I'm not gonna waste my time going to the restaurant if I think that you're gonna bail. It's just too many times of people not showing up and bailing on me and not being there, and just I've just learned that if there's no confirmation from either party, that it's just not a go. But there's an update, or I guess a response.
Are you kidding? I'm like, I could have not said anything.
Yeah.
So a couple things about that video. Essentially, this man met a woman, texted her, asked her out. They seemed excited to get together. And then he didn't text her the entire rest of the week. Day of the date comes up. He says, hey, I'm going to be late. She says, you didn't confirm. I thought we had canceled. We're going to have to reschedule. To which he then makes this video calling her a bitch. He texts her, well, I do what I'm gonna say, so you need to trust that next time. My guy, she doesn't know you.
Yeah.
You are virtually a stranger. You
Yeah.
even said that. You said, I'm not gonna text her all week because I don't really know her. If I don't hear from you the entire week leading up to the date, not even a 5-word, hey, we still on? I'm gonna assume that we canceled. I'm gonna assume that you lost interest, that you don't wanna go out anymore. And then you can't turn around and be like, no, but I said that, so you just need to trust me. Based on what? We're strangers.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to text someone all day, every day leading up to a date. But if you ask them out, in my opinion, it is up to you to confirm the date. And your reaction also says a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he is definitely a bit butthurt. He did call her a B word, which is I mean, she's just stating a boundary. She's stating her expectations, and she's not a B word for stating her expectations and for setting a boundary. No communication, called her B word, has yet to apologize like a gentleman. Correct. Yeah, a couple of red flags there.
Not gonna lie.
Here's an interesting take. Let's be honest, if you had no desire to text her during the week, you weren't very interested to begin with, she responded accordingly. Yeah, this is the other thing too. We don't need to be texting all day, every day. I'm not dating anymore. I'm very happy in my relationship. But when I was dating, if there was no communication and no banter over texts, like at least a little bit, like some check-ins and stuff, to me, it just seems like he's not putting in an effort and that he's not interested. I've never understood this. If you like her, show it by communicating. Lack of communication shows a lack of interest, not to mention being late. Yeah, he is kind of doing like the bare minimum. You know, bare minimum. The people who are saying, well, she could have confirmed too, I've scared guys away by being too eager and needy. So I've left it up to the guy to make the move to, you know, like I'll match the guy's energy, because if I'm too interested, then that freaks him out. I match the energy, I give back what I'm getting. And if I'm getting nothing, I'm giving nothing. Obviously, I want to know how you guys feel about this. Is he an a-hole? Is he not? Have you dealt with stuff like this? Let me know. I love to hear all your secrets and your stories. Finally decided to go on a date and he made me uncomfortable.
Well, I really appreciate it. Should I cover my half or?
No, I got you.
You sure? Oh, thank you so much. It was delicious. But I'm going to probably head up because it's late and I have to get up early in the morning, so.
Well, can I walk you to your room?
I don't know if they allow if you're not staying in the room. It'd just be easier if you. But I appreciate dinner and
I get it. Okay.
No, it's not like that.
I get it.
It seriously isn't.
No.
I mean, I don't.
Man pays for dinner.
I don't on the first date, and I feel like you've been kind of like. You've been acting like it this entire time.
All right. You just wanted a free meal.
No.
Understood.
No. First off, I
Understood.
have no problem paying for my own bill to avoid something like this.
And you should.
Do it.
Are you serious right now?
Yep. Just do it. Pay for your own bill.
You're like, I have no problem.
The fact that like there's dudes out there that think that they could just like pay for a dinner and then they have the right to like come to your room with you is like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm a little more expensive than that. Oh, Charlotte, you're basically saying that you accept money for sex. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you think that a night with this is worth a dinner. It's not. And she's also made it clear to you that she doesn't want to sleep with you. She doesn't want you to come to her room. She's made that clear. She's probably picked up on the vibe that that's what you thought was going to happen, and that's not what she does. And she doesn't do that for a reason, by the way. If she was into you, maybe it would have happened anyway, but it kind of seems like you were suggesting it the whole time based on what she said. And I find it interesting that this dude kind of like, when he found out that he wasn't going to be going to her room with her, that he just said to pay for her own meal, which means that by paying for the meal, he expects it. Guys, this is why when I was dating, I pay for my own meal on the first date, especially if I don't like them. If I do like them and I want to see them again, I'll let them pay for it. But by no means am I letting a dude that made me feel uncomfortable pay for my meal. That's how I feel about it.
So I went on a date tonight. Surprise, surprise. It was pretty bad. And I should have walked out right at the very beginning. Here's why. We sit down at the bar. Bartender comes up to us after we, said hi to each other. I order a sour beer, like a person. This guy says, I'll have a mojito. The bartender says, we don't have stuff to make a mojito. Yeah, dude, you took me to an arcade bar with like 100 beers on tap. Do you think that they're going to have fresh mint to muddle you a mojito? The guy just orders like some random beer that he clearly didn't like. And then he tells me, he's like, I don't really like beer. And I was like, oh, I love beer. What do you like to drink? He was like, I'm really big into cocktails. I said, oh, okay. What's your favorite cocktail bar around here? Because this is Nashville. We are literally swarming with cocktail bars. He's thinking. Like, nothing's coming to mind. He's like, I don't really know. But I know the best cocktail I've ever had. I was like, oh, do tell. He said the best cocktail he's ever had is at Outback Steakhouse. Outback Steakhouse. I was like, oh, I wouldn't have thought that. He's like, yeah, there's one that it comes on a boomerang, and he made the shape of a boomerang. He was like, the best cocktail I've ever had. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time believing that the $7 Boomerita is the best cocktail that you can find. I think I should have just gotten up and just walked away.
So, a margarita, a $7 margarita was the best cocktail. He's super, super into cocktails. I wouldn't call that a bad date per se, but that's kind of funny. For someone who claims to be a cocktail connoisseur, a Boomerita at Outback Steakhouse is not high on my list of cocktails that are good. Maybe he was trying to impress you? You put him on the spot. It's like that one episode of The Office where Michael Scott says he knows the best New York pizza and then goes to Sbarro. I wouldn't call that a bad date. I wouldn't. It's kind of lame. It's a little lame, especially if you like alcohol. But I wouldn't necessarily call that a bad date. Let's also not get the ick so easily about silly things like that. Okay? Wasn't necessarily a bad date. Guy made you uncomfortable, guy made you feel like crap, then that's a bad date. Saying that he likes a cocktail that is kind of like not that cool is not a bad date. All right, let's hear from some guys. I love these guys. They're so great. Spits and Gigs podcast, big fan. This guy's laugh is probably my favorite sound on the internet.
What's the worst thing a woman has done on the first date? Told my wife we were on the date. She got in the car whilst on the phone and said, "Drive then."
First date.
Got in my car while she's chatting to someone else and said, drive then. Drive then. She left the table to go for a piss. I thought, yeah, I'll have one too. Only to end up standing at the urinal next to her. Pronounced remember as remember. Do you remember when? Do you remember when we went to?
Stop it right now. No. Do you guys remember the time? Do you remember the time when I made good videos? Cause I don't. Remember what I said about finding like dumb things to get the ick about? If someone said, "Do you remember?" to me, no, absolutely not. Like that one girl that said daiquiri. Do you remember her? Where she was on a date and she asked for a daiquiri? I don't think that guy got the ick from her though. Like I think that they like had a really nice time despite calling a daiquiri a daiquiri. Oh, getting the rosé out. I see.
I have never left a date that fast.
Ooh, what happened, babe?
You're not ready for the story. A couple of weeks ago, I'm sitting at a bus stop. This very handsome man comes up to me and says, "Hey, I like your style. Any chance I could grab your number and I can take you out on a date in the daytime?" I said, "That's really nice. I prefer to exchange social media information." He says, "I'm a really private person. I'd really prefer just to have your number." I said, "Okay, no worries." He texts me. We set up a coffee date. I felt sort of excited about it. I said, "Okay, I haven't been approached, for a date not on social media or not on an app or whatever in a long time. And I can't creep on this person. It's actually super refreshing. I was looking forward to it. Today's the day. I get there on time. I'm waiting. My phone rings and he says, "Hey, I'm just outside." I said, "Okay."
What?
So embarrassed.
What?
This is so weird. So I step outside. I recognize him. He's not alone.
What?
He is standing there with another girl.
Stop!
And he goes, "So are you down to hang?"
Hang?
Am I down to hang? If you know me, you know I'm like a very polite person. Having trouble finding my words. I'm so uncomfortable. So he goes, so what do you want to do? And I say, well, I thought we were getting coffee. And he goes, oh, I don't really feel like coffee right now. I think I'm just gonna smoke a... And at this point, I finally locate my testicles from wherever the hell they were hiding. And I politely excuse myself. I say, you know what, frankly, I wasn't expecting another person to be here, so I think I'm just gonna go. I walked so fast, and I like called my best friend, and I'm like, I don't even know how to explain what just happened. What exactly was this situation? What was the thought process behind this? I'm at a total loss. Has this happened to anybody else?
No, it hasn't. Not in that way. Not in that way. But sometimes I feel like there's been times where a guy has gone out of his way to kind of like put me in my place to say that,
oh, we're just casual.
And they do it in ways that are kind of like insulting, to be honest. Like they'll be like, you know, flirting with other girls in front of you, or like, you know, holding hands with other people, and it just kind of like puts you in your place so that you know that this was nothing serious. And maybe that was his way of doing that? I don't know, babe. That's an odd one. Because he specifically stated that he wanted to go out on a date with you. Just so we're clear, just so that everybody's on the same page, if you ask someone on a date, it's just you and that person, nobody else.
As he's scrolling through his phone to find this picture of Kim Kardashian from 2008, in a teal dress, I've noticed that he has multiple photos of her saved. So he pulls up this picture of Kim Kardashian leaving a club in 2008. This is her Reggie Bush days. We're in 2010. She already with Kanye. She don't even look like this no more. He's like, I want you to look more like this. I can't. I actually physically can't. And again, if you're not understanding, I work upstairs. I came downstairs. He's like, well, we could just do a later date. That way you can get time to get more ready. So what you're saying is I'm not ready. I'm already looking as to how I'm going to make my exit. He swipes over to another photo and he's like, or you could just do a more natural face like this. He pulls up a photo of Kim Kardashian with silver smoky eye. All right, I got to go. Bet. Because if you think that's natural, I don't know what's unnatural. Let me go. So I said, you know, you're right. Well, I got to run to the bathroom. If you could give me a minute. I take my purse. I walk back into my office building, take the elevator up to the 56th floor, get my blazer, come back downstairs. And my building was above the subway station. I just went downstairs to the subway and hopped on the train so I could catch my streetcar home. By the time I come out of the tunnel, I have all these missed calls, but I blocked him. My friend tells me the next day, like, this boy said you're crazy. Me? Sir, you have multiple archived photos of Kim Kardashian in your phone, and you're trying to get your dates to mimic that. And I'm the crazy one?
What?
All right, sir. I'll take that then. I blocked him after that, and I lived happily ever after. I realized that when men talk about makeup, when men talk about birthday makeup and crazy lashes and all that kind of stuff, they wouldn't know if you had a lash on that was 1 inch or 30 inches. Live your life and dress how you like.
Imagine telling this queen right here, this literal goddess, that he wanted you to look different. Go date Kim Kardashian if that's what you want your date to look like. Oh, you can't? Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, cool. She's like actually so gorgeous too. That is embarrassing for him. Embarrassing! How are you not embarrassed? But what about the men?
Why did I just watch this video of this girl? She went to a man's house to have dinner with him because he invited her to dinner. And then when she got up to the apartment, there was ingredients laid out all over the counter, and she was like, "Oh, are you cooking in front of me?" He was like, "Oh no, you're gonna cook." What has happened to dating? What is going on with these men?
Sorry guys, I tried. I really did. I really tried. I don't mean this to be a man-hating video, but I mean, it's all fun and games until the doctor you matched with on Hinge racks up a $2,000 bill on your credit card in Japan and ghosts you after the trip. Yeah. The doctor you matched with on Hinge racked up a that guy ain't no doctor. I'm sorry, but he's not. He's lying. He's not a doctor. That guy's a scam artist. Tinder swindler at its finest. And if, sir, you are a doctor, how are you not embarrassed? Subscribe.